Let's go specific doon sa mga tinanong nyo kay Attorney Harry Roque. Kasi parang naturally sa ibang mga ordinaryong tao, they could feel na baka intimidating yung si Harry Roque. Kasi matalas yung pananalita, tapos mukhang masungit, mataray, papangunahan ka. Was that a factor or were those a factor in your case when you were preparing to ask him those questions?
The only thing I am aware of about Attorney Harry Roque is we are considering him as one of our legal experts, but I did not actually took note of those impressions that the people are saying about him. Basta from our end, Christian, we just focus on the investigation, the things that I really wanted to hear from him dahil sobra din tayo na curious dun sa issue ng attorney-client. As a matter of fact, ako'y nag-alala para sa mga law students, baka kako makonfuse sila. So,
Mm-mm.
I had to anchor my interpellation dun sa basic, fundamental concept and definition ng attorney-client relationship. In
Mm-mm.
other words, Christian, hindi tayo nag-focus sa sino ba si Harry Roque. We just focus on the issue which is on hand.
Okay. Sige, pag-usapan natin yung lawyer-client relationship. No? I suppose you're also thinking of your students and going back to your long career sa academe when you were asking those questions. No? Gawin po natin itong episode na ito na teaching opportunity. Konting background lang para makarelate po yung ating mga viewers and listeners. Ang claim kasi ni Harry Roque sa ating mga viewers, hindi raw po siya nag-abogado doon sa kumpanya sa likod ng Pogo Hub na ni-raid sa Porac, Pampanga, which is Lucky South 99. Sabi niya, abogado siya ng Whirlwind. Ito po yung kumpanyang nagpapaupa ng property na inuupahan ng Lucky South. Kaso, nagpunta siya on several occasions sa PAGCOR. Sabi niya, representing Cassie Leong at abogado lang daw siya ni Cassie at saka ng Whirlwind. Okay. Doon niyo po siya natumbok no? Can you explain to us the dynamics, yung tinatawag na lawyer-client relationships? Tsaka nakalimutan ko po, no? 'Di ba doon sa dokumento, nakalabas yung pangalan niya na legal ng Lucky South 99. Kindly explain all those complications po sa ating po mga viewers.
Well, apparently, may kasabihan tayo, Christian, no? Action speaks louder than words, no? The circumstances surrounding Harry Roque and Lucky South 99 really indicates that there is an existing attorney-client relationship. As a matter of fact, ilang beses siya nag-follow up sa PAGCOR, inadmit niya yan. Sinamahan niya si Cassie Ong, representative of PAGCOR, doon sa PAGCOR to follow up the the arrears which is allegedly they're trying to fix the penalty of Lucky South. And not only that, Christian, inadmit din niya na ilang beses niya tinext si Attorney Fernandez following up kung ano ng status ng Lucky South, no? So, from all these incidents, sino ba ang magbe-benefit dun sa lahat ng ginagawa niyang yon? 'Di ba Lucky South? In
Mm.
other words, sino ba? Kaninong interest ba ang nire-represent niya? Lucky South pa rin.
Mm.
It is very hard to conceive na I am the lawyer of Casiong but not Lucky South. Kasi si Casiong ang nire-represent niya, Lucky South pa rin. So, whatever denial he make, let us stick to the fact na nag-render siya ng advice. Nag-render siya ng service. And from that alone, kahit walang kontrata, kahit walang payment ng legal fees, ng attorney's fees, it is very clear that an attorney-client relationship is established.
Yung attorney-client relationship na yan po, no? How do you determine when that actually starts?
Like what the definition provides, no? And the various jurisprudence in the Philippines provide, no? Uh, the moment the client seeks advice from an attorney, and the attorney starts giving advice to the client, the relationship of the client attorney is already created.
It doesn't have
That's
to be
that's how
formalized, no?
instant it is, no?
Okay.
That's how instant it is. That is why the lawyers need to be careful as well. Kasi kung nakapagbigay ka ng advice, let us say for example sa isang complainant, nag-seek ng advice sa yung complainant, and then suddenly lumapit sa iyo yung kalaban niya dun sa kaso trying to engage his service in the canon of legal profession, ethical na unethical na natanggapin mo pa itong kasong ito because theoretically speaking, yung nangyaring pagbibigay ng advice mo doon sa complainant, nagkaroon na ng attorney-client relationship.
Congresswoman, yung kiniklaim niya na hindi raw niya alam kung bakit o paano lumabas yung pangalan niya doon sa organizational chart ng Lucky South 99. At ang binabanggit niya, una pa lang doon sa Senado, dapat daw kausapin yung magte-testify na nakakita kung paano nailagay yung pangalan niya doon sa organizational chart. Is that a valid defense or a strong defense to distance
Christian,
himself from Lucky South 99?
Let us go back to his own representation, no? Ano bang sabi niya? All along, ang kausap niya lagi si Cassie Ong. Wala siyang ibang kausap kundi si Cassie Ong. Sino ba si Cassie Ong? From his own admission, he's also the representative of Lucky South.
Yes.
So, how can it be possible na napunta ang pangalan niya without him knowing it?
Okay.
Ang sinasabi niya sa atin, walang ibang pwedeng makausap sa Lucky South kundi si Cassie Ong. As a matter of fact, he went to the extent saying, ang mga Chinese ang mga nandun, wala kang makakausap dun. They don't know how to speak English, no? Kaya, yung buong conversation nilang yun, contractual relationship or whatsoever, si Cassie Ong lang lagi ang tinuturo niya. But from his own admission, si Cassie Ong ay representative din ng Lucky South. So, paano nga nangyari na nandun yung pangalan niya? Diba? It's only between him and Cassie Ong.